Today we are talking about dream matches in the WWE that could still possibly happen. When I say possibly happen, that means Bruno Sammartino versus Roman Reigns is off the table. That cannot happen. Even Hulk Hogan versus Roman Reigns is off the table because honestly, Hogan's not getting back in the ring. So we gotta talk about matches that can still actually happen. But the caveat is this: they cannot have happened in the past. Rock versus Cena, thrice in a lifetime, can't be on this list. So let's just start off with the beast incarnate, Brock Lesnar. Brock Lesnar is back on the active roster. For a minute there, he was taken off because of stuff that was happening in the real world, but we're just going to assume the fact that he's back on the roster, that he is now eligible for dream matches again, and the first one is going to be him versus Gunther. Gunther has said in interviews that Brock Lesnar is his dream opponent, and those two were teased at the Royal Rumble, and I think that would be a straight up awesome match. Those guys are hard-hitting dudes, and it would just be very stiff. Two alpha males going at it in the ring, trying to prove their dominance to one another. Can you imagine Gunther taking all the suplexes and Brock taking all those chops? Amazing stuff right there. The other dream opponent I have for Brock Lesnar is Oba Femi. Oba, who, if you don't know who Oba Femi is, then let me introduce you to the next big thing. Oba Femi is in NXT right now, but he's going to be coming to the main roster any minute. He just lost his North American title, so he is on to bigger, better things. And what if he goes straight up to the meanest, baddest dude on the WWE roster and just punches him right in the nose? That would be huge for Oba Femi. Him and Brock Lesnar just going at it, and Brock puts him over. That would be a statement that Oba is here. And do you dream of owning a WWE belt? Well, I dream of being a full-time wrestling content creator on YouTube. You scratch my back, I scratch your back. Comment below, subscribe, hit the notification. I'll give this belt away to a random comment once I hit 10,000 subscribers, and that will put me on my path to become a full-time YouTuber. I won't be full-time at 10,000 subscribers, but I'll be closer to my goal. And then I'll just give away another belt, maybe at 20,000 subscribers. I will always give away a belt on this channel. Free shipping, free everything. Just help me out. Comment below. Get my engagements going. And let's get back to the dream matches of WWE. Okay, so next one is a long shot, but it can happen. Stone Cold Steve Austin versus CM Punk. Stone Cold just had a match at WrestleMania 38. That wasn't long ago, folks. He could still do it. If he started training right now, he could have another match at WrestleMania. And I feel the perfect opponent would be CM Punk. Both of these guys are very anti-establishment and have been compared throughout their career. Now, there are stark differences. I mean, one straight edge and one drinks beer all day long. But whatever the case may be, two very popular guys, very confrontational, very good on the microphone. This is like the definition of dream match. Now, it's not going to be a classic because last time Austin fought KO, KO probably kind of carried him, but after seeing the CM Punk McIntyre feud, I believe that CM Punk could carry Steve Austin to a really good brawl match at WrestleMania. And woo! Woo, right? Let's go with The Rock next. Okay, first one we're just going to have to get out of the way is Rock versus Roman Reigns. You might be like, how is that a dream match? Come on, give me a break. That is a dream match. We're just expecting it to happen, but it hasn't happened yet. So until it happens one-on-one, that has to be included in the dream match category. Now, it looks like it will happen, and that's going to be awesome and amazing, so I'm not going to spend a lot of time on it. They are building towards that dream match, and I'm very happy it is going to happen. Next dream match is Rock versus Rey Mysterio Jr. The reason why I include this is because Rock has said that Rey Mysterio was one of the matches he regrets never having. And at one point, they were actually going to do it, but something happened and it never worked out. It was towards the end of Rock's career when he was becoming a megastar, so he couldn't really do it. But the fact that Rock wanted a match with Rey Mysterio makes me want a match with Rey Mysterio. I want to see what The Rock was cooking in regards to how that match would have played out. Now, personally, I never would have wanted that match until The Rock said it, but he said it. I want it. And the next one, though, is a match that I want that nobody's probably thinking about. I want The Rock versus Bloodline Sami Zayn. Not Sami Zayn, the underdog. I want Bloodline Sami Zayn. Goofy Sami Zayn. Just someone who is just do anything to be a part of the Bloodline. The comic relief of the Bloodline Sami Zayn. And you might be thinking, that's just a waste of a match. Yeah, it kind of is, but it's kind of not. When Rock was fighting Stone Cold Steve Austin way back when, he had a mini feud with Hurricane Helms, and Hurricane Helms was in this superhero gimmick, and it was just so funny watching The Rock and the Hurricane actually interact with each other, and Stone Cold Steve Austin actually caused the distraction that allowed Hurricane to get a roll-up victory, and I think that would be hilarious if during Rock-Roman feud that Sami Zayn kind of got interjected in a mini feud with The Rock, and we had that kind of dynamic because when The Rock was feuding with Austin, it was different than when The Rock was feuding with Hurricane. So I would like to showcase The Rock's more comedic side of being a villain when he faces Sami Zayn of the Bloodline. Bianca Belair versus Jade Cargill. This is another kind of Roman Rock situation, and it seems like this is a done deal and it will eventually happen once the team breaks up. But until it happens, it's a dream match, and those two are just two powerful women that just scream superstar, and they would be like a showcase of the women's division if we can make that happen, when we can make that happen. So they got to be on the list, because until it happens, it hasn't happened, and it is a dream match of mine. But if I had to put another Bianca dream match, Rhea Ripley. Because usually when I look at a Bianca Belair match, I see her as the dominant one, right? But she's a face. Usually you want a face fighting from the bottom. Bianca Belair, it's hard for me to believe her fighting from the bottom, but it's also hard for me to believe Bianca Belair is a villain. So Bianca Belair is a perfect face, so we got to give her some dream opponents that she can fight from the bottom, and Rhea Ripley would be a very good one. The only issue right now is Rhea Ripley's a super mega face, so we have to wait for Rhea to turn heel again. So maybe this match can happen in like 2 years, and we can do Jade versus Bianca now, because that's the real dream match for me. Goldberg versus Braun Breaker. That match would be a very hard-hitting affair, very much like Gunther versus Brock Lesnar. A little different though. These guys would be just spearing each other left and right. It would be all power moves for about 3 minutes until I would want Braun Breaker to beat Goldberg, and that's it. After that point, I want Goldberg gone. All right, I don't like Goldberg really as a wrestler, and I just would be happy for him to never step foot in the ring again. But he does have 2 matches left on his contract, and this would be a good way to use one of those matches. Plus, I know everybody loves Goldberg, and I do understand his historical significance. He's just a character that I never enjoyed, and if you enjoy him, that's fine. But on this channel, you're gonna have to get used to me making fun of Goldberg. Because, oh my God, I did not like Goldberg at all for some reason. I don't know. I could just never get over that hump of actually liking this guy. But regardless, he did have an awesome match with Brock Lesnar the last time those guys fought. And I would kind of just like to see a repeat of that match with Braun Breaker, and he puts over Braun Breaker. I'm going to cheat. I'm going to have Big E versus anyone. I don't care who it is. I just want Big E healthy enough to fight someone. If he's healthy enough to get back in the ring, that would be a dream match for me. I don't care if it's Ricky, that guy that KO brought on SmackDown. If Big E can wrestle, that would be a dream for me. AJ Lee versus Becky Lynch. AJ Lee is married to CM Punk, and Becky Lynch is married to Seth Rollins. Their husbands hate each other. Who knows? Maybe those guys in their feud drag their wives in, and then they start feuding. And I don't want to necessarily see a mixed tag match, but I kind of want to see AJ versus Becky Lynch one-on-one, because I believe that their feud shouldn't be based on their husbands. I think they can have their own feud based on whatever they want to base it on. They are just amazing amazing talent. Kind of maybe based it a little bit more on the Becky Trish feud we already had, and it's like AJ Lee saying, you know what, before the women's revolution, there was me, and I get no credit, and we can have the feud based off of that and just go from there. LA Knight, yeah, versus The Rock or Stone Cold Steve Austin. I don't care which one it is, but one of these, please, please, please make happen, because LA Knight is a fusion of Attitude Era Rock and Stone Cold Steve Austin. That is who LA Knight is, and it would be great and fantastic to see him going up against kind of himself. We get John Cena for one more year, so here's my John Cena segment of the video. John Cena versus Logan Paul. Logan Paul is the greatest celebrity wrestler of all time, and I think those two would be awesome and great because they can have a lot of their feud actually off WWE TV and just in Hollywood itself. So John Cena and Logan Paul could tell most of their story not even in the WWE ring, and they can continue doing whatever they do outside of WWE while still promoting WWE and bringing fans to the table. But then it leads to the second dream match, and when we have John Cena teaming up with R-Truth, because R-Truth has a running gag that John Cena is his childhood hero. Even though R-Truth is older than John Cena, those two team up in a dream match against Logan Paul and Dominic Mysterio. Those guys would be heat magnets, and Logan Paul actually even told Dominic, hey man, if we ever teamed up, we would be the most hated tag team of all time. So let's team them up in a dream match. And then we'll have the most beloved tag team of all time, R-Truth and John Cena, because that team, yeah, how can you not love that team versus the most hated tag team of all time, Dominic Mysterio and Logan Paul? Because again, how could you not hate and boo that team? Two more for John Cena. John Cena versus Gunther. John Cena is so pro-America, even though that's not his gimmick. He's not like Hacksaw Jim Duggan, oh, tough guy. He's more just like, I love America, and I'm not afraid to show it. And Gunther, while he doesn't hate America, he definitely gives off anti-American foreign vibes, and so those two going at each other would be great. And a lot of people are putting Gunther versus John Cena at WrestleMania. That would be a great spot for it, actually. I am going to cheat on John Cena's last rematch, and it's with Cody Rhodes, because they did actually fight in like 2013, but Cody Rhodes was a totally different character at that time. He had a mustache, and you know, when you have a mustache, that just means you're totally different. But no, for real though, he was a totally different guy. That Cody Rhodes was not the American Nightmare that you see now, so I am cheating on that one because we need to pass the torch. And it would suck, but at the same time, I like when a former star passes the torch to the current star or the future star. And it just, you know, John Cena, he loves the business. I could see him doing it. That would be a good match built on respect, and I would love to see it. If you noticed, I didn't really say Roman Reigns a lot because to me, any match with Roman's a dream match. I love Roman Reigns so much. He is the ultimate tribal chief. I am such a Roman stan. I am so sorry, guys. But really, who's Roman going to fight that he hasn't fought already? We already said The Rock. Jacob fought too, for sure. But, like, for real. Like, even versus Solo Sikoa doesn't seem like a dream match. It just seems like a squash match. You could say Obafemi. I just can't see why Obafemi and Roman Reigns would ever cross paths at this point in their career. What about Braun Breaker? Again, why would Braun even be going after Roman Reigns? I get it, it's just dream match, but to me, a dream match has to have story involved as well. There have been dream matches in the past that nobody remembers because there was no real story leading up to it. Shelton Benjamin fought Shawn Michaels. That is a dream match that nobody ever talks about because there was nothing really leading to it. The NWO, literally, Hollywood Hulk Hogan, Razor Ramon, Scott Hall, and Diesel, Kevin Nash fought The Rock and Stone Cold Steve Austin on Raw. Millions saw it, and yet nobody remembers it. And it wasn't like there was a DQ finish either. Hollywood Hogan pinned The Rock, and nobody talks about it because there was no real story leading into that match. That match was just part of a larger story, and we all remember the larger story, which is Rock versus Hogan. We remember that dream match, but we don't remember this tag dream match, and that's because, again, no story. You have to have story for a dream match to really live up to the dream. Just wanting the match is not enough, except for with the Ray versus Rock one. Okay, so that's why Roman wasn't really mentioned that much, but please, so let me know in the comments below who you think would be a dream come true to just watch go at it in the ring. Guys, girls, have a great day.